All right, let's pull back the curtain on a term you've probably heard a million times: data science. It can sound pretty complicated, right? Maybe even a little bit like magic. But I promise, by the end of this, you'll see it's actually a super logical process that's already shaping your world in ways you might not even realize.
I mean, think about it for a second. You finish a great song, and the very next one that Spotify plays, it just works. It's perfect. How do they do that? Is it just a lucky guess? Do they have the world's best DJ hiding in a back room? Or is there something else going on?
And that's the big secret. It's not guessing, it's predicting. Data science is the engine under the hood that looks at everything you've ever listened to and makes an incredibly smart prediction about what you're going to love next. But, this power to predict goes way, way beyond our music playlists. You know that text you get from your bank? The one that says, "Hey, was this you?" Yeah, that's data science working in real time. It's sifting through thousands of transactions every second, spotting weird patterns that scream fraud and stopping it in its tracks. And it's that same core idea that's at work and something with way higher stakes. So from picking your next song to protecting your bank account, all the way to a self-driving car making a split-second decision on the highway, data science is the brain that's making sense of a fire hose of information to predict the best possible move. Okay, so we've seen these incredible examples of what data science does, but what exactly is it? Well, when you boil it all down, data science is really about one powerful idea: turning all the raw information from the past into smart predictions about the future. So here's the formal definition, but let's just focus on those key phrases: extract knowledge and predict outcomes. See, it's not just about staring at a spreadsheet full of numbers. It's about finding the hidden story, the patterns inside that data, so you can figure out what's probably going to happen next. And this is a really, really important distinction. The easiest way to think about it is this: data analytics is like looking in your car's rearview mirror. It asks, what just happened? And why did it happen? It's all about understanding the past. Data science, on the other hand, is like looking out the front windshield. It asks, what's coming up ahead and what's going to happen next? One explains the past, but the other helps you navigate the future. Now, I know this might all sound a bit abstract, but there's actually a very clear, step-by-step process behind it all. So think of it less like some kind of dark art and more like a recipe, a blueprint that data scientists follow to get from a simple question to a real-world answer. And this blueprint, it's a pretty logical journey. It all kicks off with a really clear question, like what problem are we actually trying to solve here? Then you have to gather up all the data and, this is a big one, clean it up. From there, you can start exploring it for interesting patterns, and then finally, you build your predictive model. And the last step is super important. You have to actually deploy it and keep an eye on it to make sure it's still doing its job. It's a full circle. Now, you might think that data scientists spend all day cooking up these super complex, futuristic algorithms. But here's the surprising reality. About 80% of their time, 80%, is actually spent just preparing the data. Cleaning it, organizing it, getting it ready. It's definitely not the glamorous part of the job, but it's absolutely the most important. Because as they say, garbage in, garbage out. So let's put this blueprint into action. Let's go back to that very first question we had. How does a company like Spotify use this exact process to create playlists like Discover Weekly that seriously feel like they can read your mind? Okay, first up, remember step 2 of the blueprint, gather data? Well, Spotify does this on a scale that is just, it's hard to even wrap your head around. We're not talking thousands or even millions of data points. We are talking billions. Every single day. So what is all this data? Well, it's everything. Every song you play, every song you skip, every song you listen to twice. Did you add a song to your Chill Vibes playlist? That's a signal. Did you skip a song in the first 5 seconds? That's a big signal. They even analyze the audio of the songs themselves for things like tempo and energy, and they scan music blogs to see what people are saying. Every single thing you do is another clue about your personal musical DNA. So once they have all that clean data, they get to the fun part, building the models. And it's not just one model, it's like a whole team of them working together. For example, collaborative filtering is just a fancy way of saying, hey, people who like the same weird indie bands as you also like this band. Another model looks at the musical DNA, finding songs with a similar vibe or energy, and they all work together to paint this incredibly accurate picture of what you want to hear next. So, the big question is, does it work? Oh yeah, absolutely. Just look at the impact on the business. Nearly a third,
31% of all the music people listen to on Spotify comes directly from these algorithmic recommendations. That is a staggering number. This isn't just a cool feature. It's a core part of their whole business model.
And this, right here, is what makes the whole system so incredibly powerful. It's a constant feedback loop. The system isn't just making a one-time guess. It's alive. It's always learning from you. That's why your Discover Weekly playlist from a year ago is probably totally different from the one you got this week. The system evolves right along with your tastes.
So we've walked through the blueprint and seen it in action with Spotify. But data science isn't just about mastering the tools and algorithms. It's also a mindset. It's a whole different way of thinking about problems.
A few key principles really guide the best data scientists. First, start simple. Seriously, a basic model that actually works is always better than some super complex one that doesn't. Second, creating good inputs, what they call feature engineering, is often more important than the fancy algorithm itself. And finally, and this is a huge one, you have to consider ethics and bias. You have to constantly ask, is my model fair, or is it accidentally making existing biases in the world even worse? It's about being responsible with this power.
So really, when you boil it all down, data science has given us this incredible new lens to look into the future. From the music we listen to the medicine that keeps us healthy, the potential is just enormous. The technology is here. So the real challenge and the real opportunity for all of us is to decide which questions are actually worth asking. What problems do we really want this incredible tool to solve?